Yo, gang, what's up? It's Trollbot.exe and welcome back to Trollbot Studios with me, Trollbot.exe, back at it again with another video. This time, I am going to be reviewing Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger, the first tokusatsu review I'm doing. No, let's get into the production already. So, Zyuranger was the 16th series in the Super Sentai franchise. And since the previous series, Joujin Sentai Jetman was not much like Super Sentai series before, the circumstances why will be explained in the Jetman video, Zyuranger was made as kind of a course correction. This was still an important installment with the creation of a fantasy world, the introduction of the Sixth Ranger, and the start of an overseas version in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Interestingly, Jetman, and the series before that, Five-Man, and most of the 1980s Sentai installments, they used insert title man, like Denzi Man, Dynaman, and Flashman. Zyuranger brought back the Ranger notation, just like Go Ranger and Turbo Ranger. Really only Turbo Ranger, since at the time Battle Fever J was still considered the first Sentai. Dinosaurs were chosen as a motif because they were ancient animals and are unrelated to trends. And it was also influenced by the best-selling novel Jurassic Park, and the announcement of a film version. But it wasn't always meant to be that way. Originally it was supposed to be a traditional installment, as every single series before this, save for Turbo Ranger, was heavily sci-fi influenced. The proposal of a fantasy setting was by Noboru Sugimura, who joined Sentai for the first time. There was some opposition to the return of a children's program, which was a departure from the adult-oriented Jetman, but Sugimura did not give in. So, how did they do? Let's look at the story! So, 170 million years ago, the witch Bandora was terrorizing Earth. Armed with her magical powers and minions, she went on a campaign of genocide against the dinosaurs. Fortunately, the gods stopped her and sealed her away on planet Nemesis. Now, in 1992, astronauts unsealed her, but in luck, 5 warriors were trained and sealed in case Bandora returns. So the sage Barza unlocks them from their prisons and prepares them to fight Bandora. The heroes! The main character is the Yamato tribe prince, Geki, aka Tyranno Ranger. He is the 24-year-old leader of the Zyurangers. He is a dependable guy and always knows what to do. Though later in the show, his brother comes in and helps shape an otherwise boring character into something more. Overall, I like him. Next is the Mammoth Ranger, the Sharma Tribe Knight, Goshi. He is the 27-year-old second in command. Goshi has a particular vendetta against Bandora because she killed his older sister, Otome. He is the book-smart person of the group, and that's all there is to him for the most part. He does try to help Geki out with troubles concerning his brother, and I forgot to mention their actors. Well, let's listen now. Geki was portrayed by Yuta Mochizuki, and also famous for portraying Koji Sagawa / Kamen Rider J in Kamen Rider J. Mochizuki also portrayed Kunzite in a Sailor Moon stage play, and Goshi was played by Seiju Uman in his best known role. Now that we cleared that up, let's move on to my favorite member of the hero group, the Etoph Tribe Knight, Dan Zyuranger. He actually adapted to the modern world the most, as his hobbies include reading manga, simping, and stuff like that. He has a bright and cheerful personality, but he actually grows throughout the series. He is played by Hideki Fujiwara, who also played Dan in the previous Sentai installment, Jetman. Dan is also 19 years old. So next up is the Dime Tribe Knight, Boy, or Tiger Ranger. He is 15 years old and is very energetic and obedient. Due to his energy, he is very agile even before transforming into Tiger Ranger. He is played by Takumi Hashimoto, who also temporarily voiced Riki or King Ranger and O Ranger. And finally we have the Lithia Tribe Princess, May. She is a 17-year-old girl who is the heart of the group, very serious and likes to shop, and changes her hairstyle a lot throughout the series. She is played by Reiko Chiba, who is friends with Natsuki Takahashi, who would play the next Pink Ranger and Die Ranger. Their mentor and main ally is the Sage Barza, a white mage, whose powers were sealed away in his last battle with Bandora. So now he takes care of a mansion. He also has a book of spells and legends, which give the Zyurangers a clue on how to beat the monster of the week. Great, now that we got that cleared up, let's go on to the villains. Our main villain of this episode is Bandora the Witch, played by the late Machiko Soga. She also played Queen Hadrian in Denziman, a Super Sentai series that aired way back in 1980. Bandora, contrasting most other villains before her, is a very comical main villain. She is quite enjoyable to watch and can get serious when the time comes. The villains collectively are known as the Bandora Gang. Her main enforcer is Gryforzar, voiced by Yoshimasa Chida, but later replaced by the late Kan Tokumaru. Gryforzar is the most serious of the group. He actually serves as a personal rival to Geki, due to his mastery of swordsmanship. Next up is Bookback, voiced by the late Takashi Watabe, whom voiced Gaizok in Zamba 3, and Shuggish in Bardock the Father of Goku. He, alongside Talkpad, are what Bandora rely on for information, but they are not much individually, so I'll get Talkpad over with. Talkpad is voiced by Kyoryu Shimada. Yeah, there's not much to them. So let's move on to Leprechaun, voiced by Yutaka Oyama. Leprechaun makes the monsters of the week, also known as Dora Monsters. He takes his work very seriously, and is often very careful, and often frets when some of the mud he uses to make the monster spills over or is ruined. He is perhaps my favorite member of the villain group. Another villain is the Yamato Tribe Knight, Burai. He is Geki's 31-year-old vengeful brother. All I can say of him right now is that he has a deep hatred for the Yamato monarchy, and thus spurs his rivalry with Geki. Burai also is an ally of Bandora. So, we got all the villains wrapped up. Let's talk about the episodes. There are typical Monster of the Week episodes, and there are a bunch of multi-part episodes. Most of these multi-part episodes are quite important. I like the episodes, and I feel like there is a very healthy balance between the Monster of the Week episodes, and the important episodes. And I like how the Zyurangers are supposed to be mentors for the child audience. And through that, they help the child of the week, the mecha. The mecha are mostly amazing. So let's talk about them. The mechs are actually gods, and we have 7 of them. The first 5 of them are the Guardian Beasts, Tyrannosaurus, Mammoth, Triceratops, Saber Tiger, and Pteranodon. One thing I failed to mention is that May is the Terra Ranger. These 5 can combine into the Dino Tanker, which can transform into Daijujin, the Great Beast God. This Megazord is immaculate in design. It was actually inspired by Golion/Voltron, if it met the Battle Fever Robo. This is a great design. It's perhaps one of my favorite mechs in the entire franchise. Moving on, Burai controls Dragon Caesar, which looks even better. It was inspired by the kaiju, Gigan and Mechagodzilla from the Godzilla series. And it looks amazing. When it fuses with the Great Beast God, it creates Jute Daijujin. Try saying that 5 times fast, which is less than stellar. It's not the worst design I've seen in the franchise, but it's less than stellar. Our final mech, which is unpiloted, is the Beast Night God, King Brachion. It's a really good design, and it functions as a carrier mech. When combined with Jute Daijujin, they form the ultimate Daijujin, the god's original form. It certainly looks the part of a god, but as a design is just okay. Special effects and music. The special effects were overseen by Hiroshi Butsuda, and they are pretty good. The special effects are pretty good for the genre. Yeah, they aren't supposed to be movie quality effects, like Hollywood quality, but they're good for the genre. They're good. The music was done by Akihiko Yoshida, who also did music for 2 previous Sentai before this, Turbo Ranger and 5-Man. So Yoshida's score, I like it. It's good. Certainly not great, but it's good. Though he reuses tracks from Turbo Ranger and 5-Man. And the opening title theme song was sung by Kenta Sato, who also sung the Turbo Ranger theme song. It's good. It's just good. The ending theme song is sung by Goji Tsuno, who also wrote the lyrics and composed it. Both songs were arranged by Kenji Yamamoto, who is most famous for his scores on Dragon Ball Z games. Yamamoto is also known as the King of Plagiarism. But besides that, the ending is very enjoyable. So, my overall thoughts? I really liked Zyuranger. It was more because it was a very enjoyable show. It was also very visually pleasing. I can see why Saban chose this to adapt into Power Rangers, besides the fact that it was the most recent Sentai. So, I can comfortably give this 89% out of 100. It certainly did not wow me, but it was a great show. So, that's this review down. And in the meantime, later, fools.